Hey everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on notifications so you do not miss any fun videos. Alright you guys, so this is actually part 2 of my other video from today that I wanted to include in that video, but I couldn't find this footage. So if you guys haven't watched my last video about Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro, to sum it all up, Candace Owens got fired. She got let go from the Daily Wire because of some stuff that she has been saying that they don't agree with. What Candace Owens has been talking about, has been saying on social media, on her podcast, on her YouTube channel. What I don't understand is how Ben Shapiro, he's all about free speech, but then attacks Candace Owens for disagreeing with what she has to say. So the Daily Wire lets Candace go because they don't agree with what she has to say. They don't like her beliefs, her free speech. But also in the last couple of months, there's been some tension between Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro. Now, I don't really follow Ben Shapiro because I don't agree with 100% of what he says. I think he has a lot of anger whenever he speaks, so I don't like to watch any of his videos. And when it comes to Candace Owens, I think she's very boring. She reads a script but sounds like a robot. You could really tell that she's just trying desperately to look at the screen and read the script. And to me, there's no life. Now, I'm not a hater towards anyone that I'm talking about. So in a video, Ben was talking about Candace Owens and he called her a disgrace. He said what she believes in and talks about is very disgraceful. I'm sorry, but you're all about free speech until you don't like it. Aren't you guys Republicans? But now you guys are literally attacking each other since you disagree with what Candace has to say. She's fired.
The question is about Candace Owens. I think her behavior during this has been disgraceful. Without a doubt. Yeah, she still works for my company. And I think she's been absolutely disgraceful. I think that her faux sophistication on these particular issues has been ridiculous. It's not faux sophistication, it's ridiculous. Everybody can see the moves that she's making and the things that she's saying, and I find them distracting.
So what is your whole stance on this? Do you think it's okay for your ex-boss to call you out in front of a bunch of people? Do you think free speech is dead? Do you think Ben is right and it's okay to talk about your ex-employee and calling what she believes in a disgrace? Here's a couple of comments that I found that I want to show you guys. So we don't know the whole story behind the scenes of why Candace actually got fired, but a lot of people are saying it's because of the whole Israel and Gaza war and the whole genocide that Candace has been going a little cuckoo and off the rails. And Ben is saying that some of the stuff that she has been saying, us at the Daily Wire, we don't believe in. So that's another reason why they had to let her go. But also at the same time, in a couple interviews that Ben has done, he says that he cannot talk about why they had to let Candace go.
Can you at least talk to just sort of where it's at now?
She's free to do whatever she wants to do, to be wherever she wants to be. When it comes to the hosts on the Daily Wire, obviously, everyone is able to say what they want. Nobody ever comes to me and says, you can't say X. Nobody ever says that to Walsh, and no one ever said that to Candace. But the reality is that there is an Overton window at the Daily Wire. Obviously, there was a non-meeting of the minds. That's pretty much all I can say on this. Daily Wire has a very strong editorial position on a wide variety of issues. And by the way, I should say that, there are a lot of people who are suggesting this is about disagreements over Israel. I mean, I can safely say it is not about disagreements over Israel, to the extent that, without reference to Candace at all here, Matt Walsh has taken the position that America ought not be involved in the Middle East at all. That's just a pure isolationist position. I disagree with it. I think it's wrong. I think that it's short-sighted. But again, he's on our platform. That is well within the range of acceptable discourse at the Daily Wire.
Now that we heard from Ben Shapiro, let's hear what Candace Owens has to say to defend herself, because she wasn't able to talk about this. She's only made tweets that she's now free and can make her own decisions on what she can and cannot talk about. Again, to me, this feels double-sided. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a liberal. I'm an independent, free thinker. Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire are two-faced. They're saying, you can talk about this. You can talk about whatever you want. So, you know what? That's what Candace does. That's what Candace did. And look at where it got her. They canned her butt because they didn't like that she was actually giving free speech. She was talking about her beliefs on the whole stance. To me, it's not fair what happened to Candace, but yet again, I personally really don't care what happens to these multi-millionaires. But let me know in the comments below your thoughts about this whole situation. Now let's get to the interview with Candace and Tucker Carlson.
So maybe there's a point in the video where he explains what exactly you did wrong and how you were wrong. I haven't seen it. But to call somebody, quote, absolutely disgraceful, particularly a coworker, seems like a pretty big step. And I really don't know the background here. What is that about?
There isn't much of a background. I saw the video when everybody else saw it when I woke up.
No one warned you about it.
Nobody warned me about it. It looks like maybe he didn't know he was being recorded. It looks like
Yes.
it was some sort of a private event. I got no clarity on the issue that he was particularly speaking on. And in what was said, I can't respond to it beyond what he's saying because it's just ad hominem attacks. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's not, we
specifically-
disagree, or
Yeah.
I don't think she's correct, or maybe she doesn't know what she's talking about. It's absolutely disgraceful.
Yeah, exactly. And so I can't respond to it on a level of intellect because there's nothing that he has expressed in that, at least in that short clip, that he fundamentally disagrees with in terms of what I said. But I will say that I'm not going to respond with the same ad hominem attacks.
Yes.
I don't think it helps further discussion. And if that was me that was caught on a video saying that about colleagues that I work with, I would be embarrassed. So I think that the video speaks more to Ben's character than it speaks to mine.
Has he texted you to apologize or explain or anything?
No, nothing. I haven't heard a single word. It just was sort of something that he said. And you know what? Ben and I have many disagreements, so I don't think that that's particularly something that's interesting. We disagreed on the COVID vaccine. We disagree on Ukraine and Russia. He has taken virtually every stance that has been the opposite of mine on every issue over the last 5 years. And I would never in a private event stand on a table and talk badly about Ben. To the Daily Wire that they allow a difference of opinions, but I would, as I said, hope that it would remain respectful. Yep. And that you wouldn't throw your colleagues under a bus, so to speak.
I think that's fair. And just for clarity, because I really don't know, is he your boss?
I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about Ben's involvement. He's not the CEO of the Daily Wire. He is not making the day-to-day decisions of the Daily Wire. And I do want to make it very clear because people are like, how could you possibly stay at Daily Wire after this? I have a very good relationship with the co-CEOs of the Daily Wire. Especially right now, the acting CEO is Caleb Robinson. He's a wonderful person. He's worked very hard to be where he's at. We have a lot in common that we connect on. And so people don't get to see that, which is unfortunate. Ben lives in Florida. He's not a part of the day-to-day movement of the Daily Wire. The rest of the hosts have their shows situated in Nashville. So we see each other every day. We talk. There's great camaraderie. Yes. And there's actually more agreement. There's actually a lot of people that are, as I describe myself, just pro-America first. And I think I've been that way consistently throughout my political career. Whether people agree with it or not in different moments is up for debate. But I don't want that video to become a reflection of how the Daily Wire works and the Daily Wire operates, because I have had a very good experience with the CEOs and, love Michael Knowles, love Matt Walsh, Andrew Klavan. We all get along really great.
Well, it certainly speaks well of the Daily Wire then. So it's not, a clip like that on the internet, oh, Candace Owens is out or something. That's
Yeah.
not, doesn't sound like that's what it means at all.
Yeah, no, it's a it's a small group of people. We see each other every day.
Right.
Brett Cooper is another one who just joined about 2 years ago. She's great. She's up and coming, and there's a lot of stuff that we're working on. And that's why I think this video is even more unfortunate, because people see him as a figurehead, rightfully so, of the Daily Wire, and it allows people to speak energy into the Daily Wire that isn't necessarily there because he's not there on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, that's very interesting.
I'm glad I found this video because Candace made it very clear that Ben Shapiro is not the CEO and he's just a regular employee. But this whole time, I thought he was the head CEO and the owner of the company. It's really nice to hear Candace's side of things, and it's sad Ben didn't and wouldn't talk to Candace privately about what was bothering him before he blasted her and threw her under the bus to make her look bad. Now, I do want to remind people that there are 3 sides to every story. There's Ben's side, Candace's side, and then there is the truth. If one of my friends or coworkers did that to me, I would be super embarrassed, hurt, and upset. This also shows what kind of man Ben Shapiro truly is. If I was Candace, I would feel very hurt and betrayed. I think it's very wise for Candace not to respond publicly and throw Ben under the bus. In my opinion, it feels like Ben thinks he is better than everyone else. It's either his way or the highway, which is why I've never cared or liked Ben, because something about him just really rubs me the wrong way. I have a lot of respect for Candace speaking her truth. I love how positive she speaks about the Daily Wire, the CEOs, and not trash talking them because she is hurt about what Ben said and did. So Candace and Ben, after this whole commotion, they finally talked privately. People have been asking Ben, why did they let Candace go? Why did they fire her? And Ben has been telling everyone he can't talk about this.
Can you at least talk to just sort of where it's at now?
She's free to do whatever she wants to do, to be wherever she wants to be. When it comes to the hosts on the Daily Wire, obviously, everyone is able to say what they want. Nobody ever comes to me and says, you can't say X. Nobody ever says that to Walsh, and no one ever said that to Candace. But the reality is that there is an Overton window at the Daily Wire. Obviously, there was a non-meeting of the minds. That's pretty much all I can say on this. Daily Wire has a very strong editorial position on a wide variety of issues. And by the way, I should say that, there are a lot of people who are suggesting this is about disagreements over Israel. I mean, I can safely say it is not about disagreements over Israel, to the extent that, without reference to Candace at all here, Matt Walsh has taken the position that America ought not be involved in the Middle East at all. That's just a pure isolationist position. I disagree with it. I think it's wrong. I think that it's short-sighted. But again, he's on our platform. That is well within the range of acceptable discourse at the Daily Wire.
But then Candace gets on Twitter, sees that Ben is still talking about her, and Candace tweets and says, Ben, we agreed not to talk about this, but you are very much going on a public tour right now, pretending not to talk about it, while you are very much talking about it. Would you like me to do the same? ? In Ben's defense, I see that he is just telling everyone he can't and will not talk about it. Candace, on the other hand, sees this as him going behind her back again and still talking about her. So I honestly don't think there's anything wrong that Ben said that he cannot and will not talk about why Candace got fired, got let go from the Daily Wire, although there is a lot of evidence saying online that Candace got let go because of the whole war. So I'd love to know your thoughts about this. So now let's jump into my favorite part of the video, the comment section. This is what people have to say. Well, my friends, it's time to end this video. In my opinion, I think it's really sad what happened to Candace. In all of my research that I did for these 2 videos, no one is defending Ben. And it doesn't sound like Ben is getting in trouble with the Daily Wire or reaping any repercussions. It's just really sad to see how they treated her, how he treated her. But I do think that she will do fine on her own because she does have a strong support system, a strong following on Twitter, on all of her social media accounts. She's very popular. She's very well known. Do you guys think Ben is just insecure with himself? Because a lot of his videos and interviews that he does, he sounds very angry. Even the way he looks, he always looks mad. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash the like button, share this video so it can reach other people. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later. Have a good day.